Hello and welcome to this video today. This channel will be about freedom, it will be about investing, and it will be about traveling. I love those three things: freedom, investing, and travel. But what is freedom without money? Because you can't live without money, and without money, you don't actually have freedom unless you live really far away from a normal city or something like a normal society. Um, yeah, and I like traveling. So, and who doesn't? Some people don't, but I like new experiences. And yeah, and I have to learn how this works because it's actually new for me. And as you see here, my name is Jasper. I'm 27 years old. I have an education in financial management, and I actually have a dream. Not like Martin Luther King, I have a dream. But I have a dream, and my dream is to lie in the hammock with a coconut. Not all day, but not every day, but maybe every day. I don't know, but maybe a few hours every day. But I have a dream, and that is the hammock someday. But that is in the future, maybe not in the near future, but I hope hopefully it will be in the future. That is my dream. And now I have to change the slide again. And I hope you can see the slide now. That is me. This is Jasper. It's an AI photo at the beach in the hammock with a nice coconut. And behind me is the sun going down. So, and I have a portfolio and I invest every month. And right now it's a bit over 414,000 US dollars or over 2.7 million Danish crowns because I'm from Denmark. I live in Denmark. I live near Copenhagen. Um, but today the market have go up a little bit, so I'm a bit over the 414,000 US. And my portfolio is generally about global funds. It's some Danish funds, but yeah, and I have some like what do we say in English? I have some companies I really like, and I really like Mastercard and Rollins. Everybody knows Mastercard. I hope the payment company where you have your payment card, like business cards, like um, yeah, companies use it to pay each other. And I really like Rollins. They fight the rats, and there will always be rats in this world. Hopefully, I hope, but I actually doesn't hope because I don't like rats. But I think if you have to invest in a company that work with something, it would be rats because rats, I think they will always be there. They can survive anything, and we always want to get away. Have the If you get rats into your house, you want to get rid of them, and no matter what time of the year, if it's a good year, bad year, there's a crisis in the world or something, I believe you want to get the rats out of your house. So you will always pay if you got the money. You will always like extend your new phone purchase, but you can't extend if you have rats in your house. So no matter what, you need to get rid of them. So I think it's a pretty good company. And I have a few shares in Brookfield. They invest in hard assets, and They actually just bought, no, not actually just, but a few months ago, they bought a pension fund so they can get some money inside the company every single month. And they invest in AI data centers they build, they invest in buildings, invest in harbors, airports, bridges, electricity systems. Yeah, a lot of kind of hard assets. So really nice company, I think. And I always also have a bit of waste management. Um, yeah, but let's go to the next slide. Then I can tell you exactly what I have in my portfolio. Um, yeah, now you can see it. I hope so. Um, my biggest investment is called Danish Invest Global Shares. Um, I got 1,038,000 Danish crowns, a bit more today because the market is going up. And I got a index fund for the emerging markets like Asia, and a bit of the Middle East, a little bit of Africa. It has been a really solid fund for me um, this year. I'm up together this year and last year around 40%. So let's go emerging markets. It's a really solid index fund. Um, then I have a bit in Europe value stocks. I don't think Europe is a grow continent because we have too many rules. Actually, too many rules. Um, so I think the value companies is great, but the growth we have too many rules. So I think we should forget it. But we have some yeah, good businesses in Europe. Um, so yeah, it's solid fund. It's going slowly but steady. Um, and I actually call myself the boring investor, so I like it go slower than fast and fast down. Uh, yeah, so just a cozy ride. I like it. Um, I have Berkshire Hathaway, actually a bit almost around 11-12% of my portfolio. Uh, I would call it my shield because they carry a lot of cash. Um, I don't know the exact number, but it's almost 400 billion US dollars they got in cash. Of course, they have used a bit, but like let's say 380 billion, and they got a market cap of a trillion and some. So around all 38% maybe in, compared to the market cap in cash and obligations. Um, yeah, and then I lost the line. Um, yeah, and I got a global index fund again, but the one with 231,000 in, it's actually the difference between this one and the first one is in the fifth line here, SPY index global shares. The difference is in the first one, emerging market isn't in the index, and the SPY index global shares is the whole world index. So it's with the emerging market in it. And then I have waste management. Yeah, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but it carry no, it doesn't carry, but the it takes your garbage every time you need it. I don't know, maybe it's once a week, yeah, once in 2 weeks. I don't know, but it depends where you live, I think. But they pick up your trash, and I think there will always be trash in this world. And they actually use some of the trash to biogas and use it on their trucks. So they actually run instead of gasoline. They use biogas in their trucks. So it's really smart, and they save money at the same time. And then I got some Zoetis stocks, 68,000. Oh, I got some pretty heavy hits on that company. It didn't have the best quarter, but they still make money, and they still, I would say, not grow, but really solid company. They make vaccines and medicine for dogs and cats and pets, and they make medication for cows and chickens and all kind of animals. So I would say it's a solid company, but it has some hard times at the moment, and I'm pretty heavy down, maybe around 40%. So it's a really tough one. Then I told you about Mastercard, the payment system. I have Rollins, the Rats company. I actually just bought some more shares um, this month for my salary, um, because I got a hit on that too. But maybe I bought it a bit too expensive, but it has fallen around 25% year to date. But I think it's a really solid company. It still makes more and more money. But sometimes stocks just get too expensive. Even if they make more money, sometimes the stock will just go up and up and up, and then it will be too expensive compared to how much money they actually make. And then I have Brookfield BN. It was the hard assets I told you about. It actually was called in many years ago, maybe decades ago. It was called the Light in Brazil, because it's actually started in Brazil, the company, and they control so much of the electric um, in Brazil. So the Brazilians called Brookfield the Light, because they was such a big part of the infrastructure um, in Brazil and electricity. So huge company, and I chose to buy BN. BN. There's another one called BAM, and then it's called BIN. No, no, not BIN, BIP. But it's a company split in three pieces, and but I chose the one who got a bit of all three. Um, yeah, and then the last one is Centers. They clean uniforms for the military and nurses, and they clean carpets. Not carpets. What is the mats? No, doorsteps. I think doorsteps is English word. You always need your, if you're a big company, you need your mats, not mats, doors, doormats cleaned, and your uniforms needs to be cleaned. So I think it's a solid company. It still grows, but it has some, year to date it has been falling. So it was actually a bit too high, the price. Still a good company like Rollins, but got some tough times on the stock price, not in the company. The two companies is amazing, make a lot of money, but sometimes it's just the share price just get too expensive, and then the share price is going back. And I actually have found a good level. I think I maybe made around 4 or 5% on Centers since I bought it 3 months ago. I don't remember exactly, but something like that. Um, and yeah, the next slide. And my next slide is my saving rate. And my saving rate is around 85% a month. Um, I have been written 16,000 Danish crowns per month in saving, but to this month it was 15,123 crowns. Um, because yeah, I think this month will be too tough to save more than that. I don't make a lot of money, but yeah, you can yeah calculate how much money I make if I have a saving rate of around 80, 85, and save 16,000 Danish crowns. Um, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty hardcore. But maybe you don't. I don't know. Um, and year to date, I have made 9% in return. Not yesterday where it was 30 June, but one day into July I have made 9% in return year to date. Yeah, I'm big backboard compared to the American market because of Zoetis had a really rough time, 40% down, and actually it's not a huge part of my portfolio, but right now it's around 2.78, I think. Um, and that yeah, and it was more. It was not. It was higher when it wasn't going 40% down. So you can compare like 40% more on the stock. Um, yeah, so I was yeah not heavy invested, but around I think almost 5%. So 40% down. Yeah, it's tough, but it is what it is. And yeah, this was my first video of many, I hope. I have some many mistakes in the language, I know, but I will practice and I hope I can be more smooth in the next video. And I hope I can be more fresh, but I had some time now and I have been at work today. So I'm sorry. I hope next video I will look a bit more fresh and clear in my face. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.